1. The Ghost Ship of the Arctic, the Beichimo, 1931. Imagine a ship abandoned in the icy Arctic, drifting for decades with no crew, and some say it's still out there, waiting. In 1931, the cargo ship Beichimo was trapped in pack ice near Alaska. The crew abandoned the vessel, expecting to return for it later. But when they came back, the ship had disappeared into the foggy Arctic waters. Over the next 38 years, sightings of the Beichimo were reported by whalers, trappers, and explorers, floating silently, seemingly unmanned, yet intact. Some who approached claimed to hear faint noises from the deck or saw shadows moving inside the ship. Despite efforts to reclaim it, the ship vanished each time, leading many to believe it had become a ghost drifting eternally among the Arctic ice floes. The story of the Beichimo remains one of the world's strangest maritime mysteries. A ghost ship seen hundreds of miles from its last known location, defying logic, weather, and time. Even today, adventurers speculate it may still roam the Arctic, a lonely reminder of human vulnerability against the cold, unforgiving wilderness. The Cleveland Torso Murders, 1930s USA picture walking through a rundown neighborhood, only to discover dismembered bodies left in the streets. What kind of person could do this? And could they be watching you right now? In the mid-1930s, Cleveland, Ohio was a city struggling with the Great Depression, but amidst the poverty and despair, something far more sinister lurked. A murderer who became known as the Cleveland Torso Murderer. Victims, usually drifters or marginalized individuals, were discovered cut apart, with only torsos left in alleyways, vacant lots, or abandoned buildings. Eliot Ness, the famed prohibition agent, took on the case personally, but even his relentless pursuit couldn't capture the killer. The killer's methods were horrifyingly precise, yet no pattern could fully explain his choice of victims, or why he sometimes left bodies in public spaces, almost taunting the city. People in Cleveland began to live in fear. Men walking home at night carried makeshift weapons, families avoided empty streets, and whispers filled bars and diners. Who would be next? Even today, over 80 years later, forensic genealogists are working to identify the victims, but the killer's identity remains a dark shadow over the city's history. The Hinterkaifeck Murders, Germany, 1922. What if you woke to strange footsteps in your attic, only to discover that the killer was already living in your house? Hinterkaifeck, a remote farm in Germany, was isolated by fields and forests, cut off from neighbors. In 1922, the Gruber family began noticing unnerving things. Tools moved from their places, footprints in the snow leading to the house but never away, and the unmistakable sound of footsteps in the attic at night. One evening, the family was brutally murdered. 6 people, father, mother, children, and the maid, were struck down with a mattock, a heavy farming tool, and their bodies were left in the house. The killer remained hidden, and the horrifying possibility emerged. He or she had been living in the house undetected, watching the family every day. Investigators searched for weeks, questioning locals and exhuming old grudges, but no one was ever charged. To this day, the Hinterkaifeck farmhouse is remembered as one of Germany's most chilling unsolved crimes. Visitors claim the air is heavy, shadows move where they shouldn't, and sometimes you can hear footsteps in the attic, just like the Grubers did. The Lake Bodom Murders, Finland, 1960. Imagine camping with friends in the wilderness only to wake and find 3 of them brutally murdered, and you can't remember a thing. It was a summer night in Finland at Lake Bodom. 4 teenagers like you, were camping by the water, enjoying the peaceful forest and calm lake. But in the middle of the night, something terrible happened. When Niels Gustafsson awoke, he found his friend stabbed and beaten in the tent. He had injuries himself, but could not remember what had occurred. The investigation revealed no signs of robbery or struggle outside the tent. Whoever had attacked them was efficient and precise, leaving almost no clues. Niels became a survivor, haunted for decades by the memory of that night or the lack of memory. Suspects came and went. Arrests were made and dismissed, yet the true killer was never found. Even today, locals speak of the forest around Lake Bodom as cursed. Campers report hearing footsteps in the night, whispers that float across the water, and glimpses of figures between the trees. Lake Bodom remains a chilling reminder that danger can lurk in the quietest, most peaceful places, and some mysteries never fade. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more terrifying true mysteries and ghost stories from around the world. Thank you for watching.